Asshole hit Blair, and I hit the asshole.
Spoiler warning. My brain feels like a pretzel after watching the most recent episode of True Detective, Night Country, which was packed with so many twists and turns. Episode 5 included an awful lot of human errors for a show about scientists dying in the most strange ways, the dead delivering menacing messages, and a town that experiences constant darkness for more than 2 weeks. Did a ghost kill the members of Tsalal? Did an avalanche occur? I can only be certain that we will get our definitive responses by the following weekend. Can the answers appease those of us who have been working hard on True Detective Reddit for weeks? Given the insane quantity of questions this season, let's recap what we now know. A group of scientists who are frozen solid in a block of ice are discovered in Ennis, Alaska, by Police Chief Liz Danvers. Their physical symptoms, which include burned corneas, bite wounds, and blown eardrums, are quite unusual.
Burns on both corneas, ruptured eardrums, self-inflicted bites.
The thing pops into my head right away. The twist and shout sequence from Ferris Bueller's Day Off is playing on a nearby television, giving the impression that they all fled their lab as soon as one of them said, "She's awake."
She's awake.
Subscribe to Movie Spy for more twist videos. The murder of Annie, an Inupiat lady, is also linked to the mystery. Despite the fact that she was killed 6 years earlier, her tongue was discovered at the lab. Feeling that Annie's cause has been abandoned by the government, Cali Reese's state trooper, Evangeline Navarro, has been looking into the case for a while. It emerges out that Annie was having an extramarital affair with Raymond Clark, one of the missing scientists. Additionally, Annie was opposing a nearby mine that is causing Ennis a host of environmental issues. Officer Peter Pryor learns in episode 5 that the scientists in the mine are being funded by Tuttle United, a villainous organization from season 1.
And they trace back to Tuttle United. You remember them?
He also finds out that his father is controlled by the mining, and during a run-in with Danvers, he shoots him in the head. And there are a ton of other unanswered questions that need to be resolved, like the one-eyed polar bear, the dead people screaming in Navarro's ears, and the mystery behind the activities occurring in Ennis's ice tunnels. We're going to ask the proper questions, so put on your thinking caps and resist the urge to drink the tainted mine water. Navarro accomplished it. Let us begin with an absurd one. The allegation that Navarro has a double personality and that she killed people in secret is gaining momentum on r/True Detective. Fans also think that she contrived a convoluted case to embarrass Danvers after exacting retribution for Annie's death. Recall that 6 years ago, Navarro detested Danvers for turning a blind eye to Annie's death. Reddit user u/AveBoundJoey posted, after killing the scientists, Navarro loops the TV on twist and shout to with Danvers. It appears that others concur. My theory is that Navarro, obsessed with Annie K, worked together with the eco-protesters to attempt to regain focus on the cold case and the mine pollution, a different user remarked. To me, the idea that Navarro is the murderer is a bit ridiculous. Hey, it's entertaining to start off with a ridiculous idea. It's the Crab Lady's fault. The 2 female employees of the Crab Company factory, Blair and B, are frequently seen in the background of Night Country. B seems anxious when questioned about the spiral. Later, when Navarro mentions the ice caverns, Blair is in the laundry. In addition, she lacks 2 fingers on her right hand. In a scene from episode 2, Pryor informs Danvers that there is a handprint on one of the scientist's shoes, but the hand is missing 2 fingers. Though it doesn't seem like we've seen enough of Blair and B to declare them the murderers with confidence, those missing fingers can't be a coincidence. Also keep in mind that Blair has motivation to be very much against the mines. A miner has abused her. She has lost her fingers working for them seemingly. Reddit user u/HemoglobPopular said. And the first time we see Blair, her left eye is covered due to the ice pack, very much evoking the one-eye trope that is present within the series. Blair's involvement might possibly be a reflection on Errol Childress, the killer from season 1. Prior to the conclusion, he was only featured in 2 episodes, so the detectives weren't very aware of him. Mass psychosis was the cause, for we do not know what beast the night dreams when its hours grow too long for even God to be awake. This theory is for people who continue to think that nothing supernatural is happening. The passage above is taken from Robert Chambers' short story, The King in Yellow. The anthology of short stories provided a great deal of inspiration for Night Country in season 1, as well as for Ennis's constant darkness. It's that simple. Your body reacts negatively to darkness. Folie à deux, another name for shared psychotic conditions, is an uncommon psychiatric illness. However, it is known to happen more commonly in situations of isolation, such as those seen in Ennis. If someone you care about thinks they're seeing dead people, you can eventually start to have similar hallucinations. We also know that the mines near Ennis have contaminated the water. In addition, Tsalal's experts were studying an experimental microorganism. Did Tsalal covertly release the material into the town's water supply? For a considerable amount of time, fans have cited the herd of caribou leaping from a cliff in the first episode as evidence of mass hysteria in Innis. The legend of Sedna, the night country, enters a supernatural state. Conversely, perhaps night country isn't presenting us with any mystical red herrings. In the Inuit tale of Sedna, a girl is tossed into the water by her father, which turns her into a goddess. Some versions of the story also include her fingers being severed, which turn into the sea creatures. Pryor finds out early on in night country that his kid, Darwin, drew a blue woman with cut fingers. Later on Instagram, showrunner Issa Lopez verified that there was a direct link to Sedna. Is it feasible that the collective "she's awake" may be interpreted as the goddess Sedna's signal of anger at the pollution caused by the mine and scientists? Many of the women on the show experience domestic abuse, much like Sedna does. She might only be a symbol for their struggle against Innis's corrupting effects from the mine, but it's also likely that she has a direct impact on the plot of the show. Perhaps in an attempt to draw attention to the mine, she even killed the scientists. Recall that Blair, the crab lady, lacked fingers as well. A Reddit user commented, "Sedna would also possibly be behind the one-eyed polar bear. I could be completely wrong because I know a lot of people are saying it's not going to be something supernatural," another supporter commented, "but I just can't resist. Don't let night country end next week. I am the gracious giver of this theory." One episode cannot adequately tie up the entire plot. There are several dead bodies, no obvious killer or reason, and no obvious path to the answers. Will everything in the ice caves be miraculously discovered by Navarro and Danvers? Not even the ghost's veracity is beyond our reach. According to one of our editors at Esquire, some of the characters in season may 4th be attempting to open a portal to another world within hell. A cliffhanger might be the most intriguing turn of events in my book, but that's a long shot. The screen then displays night country,